again, guys. Good morning again for our webinar session by Service IT Plus. Together with you today again is me, Leo Tampok, Business Development Manager from Service IT, and then we have Benz Abadilla, our pre-sales consultant. Our topic for today is Cherwell Service Management, specifically simplify workflows with one-step actions, and hopefully you'll enjoy our session for today. Again, I'll briefly discuss about Service IT, who Service IT is. I'll discuss about Cherwell, and then at the end of the session, Benz will be doing a demonstration for you. Again, throughout the session, you may type in your questions. We'll be answering it through the tab, or later onto the session, we will be answering it directly and send emails as well. You could also communicate us through our email. Okay. So about Service IT, Service IT is an enterprise. We are trusted by our customers. We have vast customers in the enterprise field. Large to medium organizations have trusted us, basically implementing their solutions and providing consultancy to them. We provide best practices to you to make your businesses more efficient. Cherwell has been recognized by different agencies, as you can see on the slides. It's been recognized by Gartner, positioned as a challenger by Gartner, and then Forrester as a leader, and then by IDC as a leader as well. This organization has identified Cherwell as one of the leading solutions in IT service management. And in terms of Cherwell, we have about 2,000 plus customers, and we have a very high rate of 98% renewal. It means that existing customers continue and trust Cherwell in terms of their solutions, specifically on IT service management. And it is an ESM platform wherein it not only focuses on our IT service management processes, it could go beyond ITSM. You could go to HR, it could go to your facilities management, it could also go through your admin and finance. So it's an enterprise platform that focuses on end-to-end processes within the organization. What Cherwell does, basically, Cherwell would improve your IT operational maturity and efficiency, elevate employee customers' experience and productivity, and then drive business results through IT. Basically, through the automation, through the processes, the tasks, the assignments within the organization, within the service desk team, this will help you improve those processes, automate those processes, and make more work for your analysts, service desk, end users, approvers more efficient, more collaborative within the organization. Elevate employee customer experience and productivity through the portal. End users having access for a 24/7 portal that could get information or provide information to them, log their requests, log their incidents provided through your end users, making those productivity available anytime of the day through the portal. Then lastly, of course, drive business results through IT, giving those reports, important reports to your management, making them decide based on the actual data that is being gathered by the system, provides informative decisions by our management or by your management within the organization. For the deployment of Cherwell, you have different choices. Basically, you could implement on-premise, software as a solution, and then public cloud within the organization. On-premise, wherein your Cherwell will then be implemented locally on your server. But if you have a private cloud, we could also implement your Cherwell through your private cloud. It supports different solutions available in the cloud right now. We have Azure, or you want to upload it to your Google network, that would also be possible. And then through SaaS, wherein Cherwell will be the one hosting the solution for you, and then through the public cloud as well within the organization. In terms of licensing, it is very straightforward. The only thing that you would license for Cherwell is the analyst. All other solutions or all other processes will already be enabled for you, from incident to problem management to change management, service request, catalog management will already be enabled and ready for use for you in terms of licensing, as long as you license your analyst. Why do customers select Cherwell? Basically, with these main things. It has a total low cost of ownership. Time to value, implementing it, and of course, customer satisfaction. Low admin cost, meaning you could deploy it through the cloud. You don't need to invest on your local servers. It's very easy to upgrade. In terms of upgrading its platform, is very any upgrades or any configurations that you have done within your system would be automatically upgraded based on the versions that is being released by Cherwell. Time to value, rapid implementation is very easy to use. It's readily available. Once you install, readily implemented. You just need to put in your usernames, your organization's information, the catalogs, and Service IT will be there to help you implement Cherwell within the organization. And then lastly, of course, customer satisfaction. It's very flexible. It's easy to use. It has a no-code platform wherein no big expertise is really needed in terms of implementing Cherwell within your organization. Okay, I think that's my last slide on my side. Transfer to you, Ben.
Thanks, Leo. Okay, so for my end, Leo already gave you an overview of who Service IT is and the Sherwell as a company. So before I drill down on our main topic for today, which is automations with one steps in Sherwell, first we'll discuss first. It's important for me to discuss the engine or the platform of Sherwell. So with Cherwell, what you'll notice here on my slide is we are a no-code platform, and we have built the system. Cherwell has built the system from scratch and mode. It doesn't have any complicated patchwork of acquired technologies. So if you would compare it with other ITSM tools out there where they have just acquired multiple technologies, multiple systems, and kind of merge it to have an ITSM or enterprise service management platform. With Sherwell, everything is built up from that core platform that we have created. Around that core platform, so you would see their engagement services. This means you have multiple ways of channels in engaging the systems. You could interact via portal, via mobile device. We have collaboration apps that you could use, virtual agents with machine learning capabilities that would understand and help you resolve your own issues, and the other integrations that we have. So you could also create mail, phone. So what that gives you is from that no-code platform, everything is all of these engines around surrounding it, including the automation engine, the red one there. It means that for you to be able to customize and configure your system, you don't have to touch a single line of code in the system. From those components or from those engines, what we have built is what we call the content. So Sure will have a strong set of out-of-the-box ESM platform. In this, you would see we have ITSM, so this will be your incident service request, IT service management platform, and then we're using those same processes to build ESM applications outside of IT. So we have incident security, ISSM, we have project and portfolio management, ITAM, or service asset management. You can also have facilities, service management, and even HR service management. And each of these platforms has access to those core components. So what I mean is that, for example, your PPM team or your HR team will have their own set of records that are unique to them. You could control the visibility that they can only access what is confidential to those specific users. And then, for example, for portals or the engagement services, each will have their own portals, emails, and other means of communications as well. And we have built a strong set of integrations in Cherwell. So you have multiple ways to rapidly integrate your systems with different IT ecosystems. You could use web services, web hooks. We have RESTful APIs and web services that you could integrate with Cherwell. And that it gives you innovation. It supports the innovation, and there's no limit on how you want to use the system, how you want to customize it, as if it were really your own unique application and your own unique platform. With that said, I want to focus more on the automation parts. No? So there are some challenges right now when you have an legacy ITSM tool, or you have an ITSM tool that lacks automation. Some of the key challenges that we're getting from the service desk team is that there are still manual workflows, from simple to complex actions in the system that they need to do routinely, repetitively, and it it wastes the productivity or the time of the service desk. It also could result in miscommunication when everything is not standardized. A different agent could be doing his own processes outside of the workflow since it's very manual, and it could lead to miscommunication between teams, different teams that you could escalate to another agent. Misalignment of ticket configurations to the different team, uh, and of course human errors. If everything is done manually, everything is repeatedly, the difference is if you're doing it automation, the robots or the automated system can do it consistently every time based on what you have configured it to do. Unlike if we keep relying on this manual repetitive task for our services team, so they are prone to human errors. uh, they could not consistently do, and overall, if it consumes most of their times, they won't have much time to address those really important service delivery functions like communicating with your end users, building up skills so you could resolve issues much faster and much more efficiently. With that said, what Cherwell feature has is we have what we call one-step actions in the system. So one-step actions actually allows you to create, configure, and maintain an unlimited number of automations in the system. So you could automate a series of simple to complex actions that run under conditional circumstances. So this may sound familiar to some of you who are keen with coding or scripting. So this is actually what programming does. No? It allows you to do complex actions based on a certain set of conditions. However, with Cherwell, we do those things, what programming, what scripting does, but with a simple workflow automation. So this means that all point and click operations are done in the system. All is wizard based, user friendly, and there is no need for you to code or develop touch a single line of code to do these automations in the system. There are different ways that you could execute it. On the left side, you could see here you could execute actions manually, uh, trigger it in the system via clicking buttons or links. You could do it automatically based on condition. Let's say, for example, whenever a new incident is created, you could execute a set of actions based on that one. And we could you could set this one for a single set of records or multiple groups. So if you have bulk actions, you need to update large number of records, large number of incidents, or even customer records in the system, you could do that with one step. And then there are three stages when you do one step here in the middle part. So we have these are pre-conditions or pre-actions. This could be very useful if you need to prepare or cleanse data before you do the action, or just checking if the data is really there, or making sure that the main actions doesn't result into any issue. The main step is what you actually want to do with your one step. So there are different ways or a lot of actions you could do in the system. So most commonly we have sending an email, updating an incident record based on the customer details. You could create reports, save it in a file, and then send it via email as well. And printing actions as well is available in system. So there's a range of simple to very complex actions, and you could combine those one based on what you want to do or what your automation that you want to do in your service desk. And then we also have posts where you can execute actions after the main steps are executed. This is useful for if you want to validate if the actions was really done or just checking it. And over what you see here is just a quick overview of what a one step could contain in the system. We call it one step because it just one step is one click in the system. It could do multiple actions in Cherwell. This is just a example of what it can do for you. So it could improve the service's productivity and efficiency in the system. For example, one step action from raising a request. You could, for example, password reset or request for a device. You could then send out an email automatically based on those requests, update the details of the request. If you have a set of predefined questionnaire for that needs to be filled out by the end user, and then you could automatically send it for approval. If it requires first level or manager approval before it even reach out to the service desk team, you could automate that in the system. You could also escalate this one. So if it's the network team all network related access or requests will be sent out to those team. If you have an enterprise application team, if there are requests or issues related to those type of applications, you could automatically send out to those certain teams as well. That being said, I will now give a quick demo of one step in action in Cherwell Service Management. So what you're seeing here, for those of you are in our attendees right now who haven't seen Cherwell yet, so this is the client view of the Cherwell. As an analyst or a technician, part of the service desk team, when I log in, this is what I would see. So initially, you would be presented with a dashboard in the system. So there are different dashboards. What you're seeing right now is the incident dashboard, where I could see summary of the records in the incident. All of the dashboard here are drillable, meaning if I double click incidents here, then it would drill down to those type of records, and I could view individually those records in the system. So I want to show first how you could create an incident in the system. So in Cherwell, by default, if you want to create a ticket manually, so you could, similar to everything else out there, you could drop down, select new incident. Here you will be prompted with an incident form. So typically, as a service desk, so you would need to populate, based on the issues being raised by your end user or your customer. So you would populate the call source, who is the customer calling, maybe provide a description of what his issue is, what he's raising about, and then some other information as well, like the service classification. This is important if you want to categorize incidents. We support full text search. Let's say, for example, the problem is about a CRM system. So I've filtered those categories based on this one. If it's about an incident, select incident, and that's being categorized right now. Priority. So we have an impact urgency in the system based on what is being reported. Let's say, for example, it only affects him as an individual, but he really needs this to do his work. So maybe based on this matrix, then I can select a priority tree for that particular user. Configuration items, the CMDB is in the system. It's linked with the other processes. So for example, in the incident, if let's say, he's experiencing the issue on his computer, so I could select that one. Later on, this will help the CMDB have the information like for this particular asset, how many incidents was raised or how many changes was done on that particular asset. You could do that in the system as well. And of course, assignment, you could select here who's the assigned team. And if you're, of course, if you're the one creating it, so you could select your own user in the system or maybe escalate it to a different team. So that's the basic filling out an incident form in the system. There are other tabs if you want to create tasks, reassign tasks to different teams to help you troubleshoot, maybe on the second level or the third level teams that would help you resolve the issue. You could create tasks in the system. So most commonly in a service desk environment, especially in incident, our users actually report uh, certain incidents we are very common in the system, like having issue accessing to a particular system. There's an error message, a known error message that pops up intermittently that needs to be resolved. Maybe access to a network printer. So those common incidents would actually require services team to create the ticket form, fill out the form every time. So what you could do is create a one step instead that will populate all of the details that I've shown earlier based on a common incident information. So what I'm going to do now is create an one step. Usually we create one step here in the one step manager, and you have hundreds of predefined out of the box automations already created. But for this particular example, I'll create and modify our dashboard as well. So this way, I could have the one step on my dashboard and click it from there. So I'm going to edit this dashboard. Again, as long as I have the rights to do so, you could see here I have access to the different dashboard layouts based on what I've edited. On the left side, you would see here widgets that I could click, drag, and drop in the system if I want to add some information on my dashboard. But for now, since I want to create a one step, I would use maybe a link action for that one. So I have a component here for link, drag that one in the system, So of course, I want to align this to the theme of my dashboard here. So maybe I'll change the font as well. I like this one. Change the font size. So you would see here, I'm modifying a dashboard without same of how you would like format a rich text field or a document. So I want to name this link create CRM incident. So in this example, it's very common for users from a sales team to raise an issue regarding their access or their CRM client. Once I have created this one, so this link is already accessible for them or clickable. Now I just have to tell it what it needs to do when users click or analysts click on this particular incident. So before I do that one, let me just change the color. So what you want to do here is to right click and select widget properties. So this one is considered as a widget. And then you tell him what action it would need to do. So there are multiple actions here in the system. So either open a calendar, open a catalog, commands, Windows commands like file, edit, attach, cut or compute. But what we want to show, what we want to do is a one step where we can create an incident using this click. So let me just select here one step actions. I'll use my own folder here, create CRM incident. I'll name this one. Once I have created my new one step, here I am presented with the one step editor. So one step editor is where you create the steps, the diagram I've shown you earlier, and there are different actions that you could do. So common actions like launching a URL, printing, sending a report. We also have business type actions here where you could create an incident, we call the records here a business object. Maybe you need to update, create a child, an incident or a journal. And we also have a more advanced actions where you could call a web service if you want to integrate to an external system, call an API. You could do based on the different value, it would go through a different route or a different set of actions in the system. So you have that complexity or flexibility in your one step as well. So what we want to do is create a simple business object. So based on this business object here, I'll name this one create CRM incident. And then you select here, let's say I wanna create an incident for this one. Once you have set the general information of this particular step, based on what step you have selected, it would have a different set of properties or configurations here. Let's say, for example, if you select a web service step, you would notice that it would ask you for the method that you have created in the system. So it depends on what step you have created. So since I'm using the create incident one, so now it prompts me that I need to fill out what fields or what values do I need to set on those fields in my incident. There's an exclamation mark here that will help you select which fields are mandatory so that it would not cause errors in the system when you save it or when you open the incident. Let's say this one, I would set the call source as phone. The category, so this one, since this one is predefined, just about a CRM sales software, select that one. We also have the customer display name. So this one is, we don't have a predefined customer display name because this will be based on who the reporting user or customer is. So what we want to do is we want to prompt the service desk team that they need to fill this out manually. So what I'm going to do instead is create a prompt. So let's say enter the customer name, and I could select here the list of values that is applicable to this particular field. So since this is a customer display name, I would select the customer internal table here and use the full name value. So once I set that one, so I'm already good with the customer display name. A description, you could have a predefined description. So maybe customer is reporting an issue on let's see if there are other mandatory fields here. Priority, I could set this one by default to 3. The service, this is part of the categorization or the classification. I'll set this one as enterprise apps. The subcategory, of course, this will be about the CRM one. So CRM incident, select that one, and I think we're good. So we have populated now some of the all of the mandatory fields for our incident, but I wanna have a predefined assignment as well. So since I know that this is about CRM, maybe for this one step, I want this to reassign automatically to the technicians who's currently accessing the system. So for that one, we wanna make it dynamic. So for example, assign team, we have a set of system functions here. Like I have here the information about the current default team. So it captures the team of the technicians, in this case, my own team. And then I want to assign this to my own name as well. So I select that to my current user display name. Those are not mandatory, but I want to populate this one to save time as well, as that is the goal of the automation here. So once I have set here my one step, let me just quickly browse the conditions here on the first step. So here you could create expressions, basically that would result to a true or false. It would help you limit what should be the requirements for you to execute this one. So I'm not putting conditions right now. I want this to run even there are no records yet being opened in the system. Okay, I think I'm good with this one step. Click OK. Select that one on my widget. So from the dashboard, we've created a widget, and that widget will trigger the one step that we have just created. Once I'm good, I'll click OK and close my dashboard editor here. So immediately you would see that link that I've created. So here I could just again, it would appear for all of the users who are using this type of dashboard. So once I've created the one step for them, they'll have to click, provide whoever is calling, let's say Amy. I'll select Amy. And what you'll notice here is this, it's running the one step, and based on the actions or the fields that we have put in earlier, it populates automatically all of the information. So like the customer name, the description, classifications, so enterprise, CRM, and incident, everything is classified as well. The priority is already being set, and it's already assigned to me. So with you could imagine just how much time was it just compared to filling out the incident form or against clicking the one step. So it could save you maybe a minute, 2 minutes maybe, and those minutes, if you're addressing like thousands of incidents per month, this would add up to a very large amount of time being saving for your service desk team. Say there are cases where you want to create tasks. Say for example, this is a predefined incident CRM that I want to create tasks to my application team and my network team. So again, if you want to do it manually, there's a way for do that. Just create new, fill out the task again, and the problem is that different technicians could have a different understanding, or maybe it's not yet standardized. Maybe I could be reassigning this to an HR team where they don't have an idea of how to actually resolve this one. So it's prone to human error. But if we create a one step for this one, in my case, I've already created a one step. It's here in the quick templates, CRM troubleshooting. You could notice there are other one step as well, like close this one because it's a duplicate incident. Clone a current incident if you want to copy all the details and change maybe the customer name, or if it's a common request again, like a reset password, you have one step for that one. This one, CRM troubleshooting, this will allow me to create multiple tasks in the system. So if I click that one, again, so just one click, I've created 2 incidents with proper titles, proper description. And what you have noticed is that I've captured the information from the incident form. So since my user is Amy, then that information is captured here. It's a predefined task, so it's already assigned to the to whatever team I have assigned this task to. So check user account status is assigned to the third level support team. I've also have another task here, which is check the network access. Unfortunately, I haven't selected the CI or the asset in my incident form, so it's the information is captured. But you could see here that it's assigned to a different team now. So the appropriate team who needs to handle those predefined tasks in your system. So this saves time for your service desk team, like analyzing, like based on this incident, who do I assign it to? Maybe I need to ask a colleague, look up in my organization chart who if I have a list of tables that I need to look up to. If you have predefined everything, created one step for those type of simple automations, you could automatically or standardize the procedure or the workflow in your system. And then once I'm satisfied, save, and those tasks would appear on the dashboard of those particular team. So what I've missed out here is maybe what if I have created a one step to help automate some of the manual tasks of a technician or a service desk. So in this case, let's say for example, there's an incident newly created, but you want to automate a particular workflow where during, an email needs to be sent out automatically to those particular users or requesters. Since you want to do that to all type of incidents, so the best way to do that is on the automation processes in the system. So I will close for a while my client here, and I'll be switching the client for the administrator client. So this one is more intended for the administrators, the back end developers, or the ones who are configuring or maintaining the system. From here, we have a process, what we call tab, where what we call automation processes. Let me just show you the different available processes in the system. So this one are more of the scheduled, more automatic actions. These are not triggered manually, but instead, based on the conditions, you could trigger this automatically in the system. So let me just show you one step actions here, or one process here. This is an incident confirmation email whenever a new incident is created. So if I right click this one, so here you define the simple action event. uh, on the limit records, the event I've selected here is incident created. So meaning whenever an incident is created, it will trigger this automatically. However, you could limit this one. Let's say a newly incident is created, however, that's an auto resolve function was created for that one. So I could limit that based on my expression here, where if the incident status is not resolved, that's that would trigger as a false, so it would not trigger. Or if it's part of a service card, then it would also not trigger this one. So I could limit based on the trigger. So not all incidents will be triggered for this particular automation process. Once you have created your conditions here, then you define now what actions needs to be done when everything is fulfilled on our conditions. So this one, whenever a new incident is created that is not closed or not resolved, then we execute this type of action, which is an incident confirmation one step. If I open this one step, incident confirmation, this is just a simple automation where it will create an email and send it out to our users based on a predefined condition. So here it's a bit more complex now since we're using an advanced multiple case action a step. What it does is, if there's a function in the system where you could raise a request or an incident on behalf of another person. If that is the case, So maybe you need to send out an email both to the one requesting or to the one who's experiencing the issue, or you could just it to one email as well. So this one is sending both to the customer and to the requester. This email is sending it to the requester only, and this one is sending out a customer, but it's based on a service card, uh, an incident or a service request. So from here, you have an email. This is a one step for send an email. And then you have here the options to modify an email, maybe add an image, change the formats, based on your own branding, based on what type of information you want to be delivered on your email. And once you have set that one, you could just enable that type of process. You could look at the statistics, like how often it is automation being run in the systems as well. And of course, there are already predefined automations as well based on the best practice of managing incident service requests and other idle processes in the system. What you'll notice is there's a status here. This is disable or enable. This will help now you as a customer of Cherwell to define like what are the emails or what are the automations that I want to enable or I want to disable for now based on your own current usage in the system. Lastly, before I close this demo, another automation that you could do as well is creating a one step based on creating a report and sending it out via email. So what I've created here is a one step for creating a report in the system. Let me just open it for you. So this one is create email and send it a report. So what it actually does is it uses some of the common actions here, where these are more intended for like use some actions like, for example, run a program. So you could write scripts, bat files if for those if you have an automation scripts that you want to execute outside of Cherwell as well. In my case, I've executed a report which is an average duration, and then I have exported the type of report from Cherwell to a PDF format and place it in a predefined location as well. Once I've created that report, it would go to another step, which is to attach that that particular report and send it out to a set of users or a set of team in the system as well. That will allow you, like for example, I just want to quickly have a report based on this type of statistics. I'll just click this one. It would create the report on the back end, attach it on the email, and then send it out to the set of users in the system. So if I open my email here, I should be receiving that email as well. And what we have here is the attachment. Open that one, and the email has been sent out to you based on what has been configured on that particular report in Cherwell. So now you could combine this one step, and let's say you want to create an automation, for example. I want to create an automation where every 15th of the month or every month end or an annual report that I need to generate automatically and send it out to certain group of users, you could automate that in Cherwell as well. And this will help you time in creating the reports manually, logging into the system, and then extracting the report manually from it. I hope you have understand the benefits of one step, how we can create one step easily. Let me just switch back to my screen here. So what I've shown you earlier is that some of the how easily you can create one steps without having to touch a single line of code. We have customers, as mentioned by Leo, we have customers of Cherwell as well that we have implemented Cherwell to them, provided training services. We have a user who's coming from a consultancy background. He doesn't have a knowledge of any type of programming language, but he was able to create his own processes, his own automations in Cherwell using the one step. the low-code platform that it provides. So with one step, it helps you maximize the operational efficiency of your services team, reduce of those simple or complex manual tasks that has been done, and saves you time, improves the productivity where they could use those time saved into a more customer delivery or customer focused activities as well. You could reduce errors as well by standardizing the operations, the escalation, or the workflows in the system. And of course, you can reacculate the time of the technicians as well for more strategic business needs. Maybe they need to spend time more of creating more dashboards, analyzing dashboards to maybe create some initiatives on how to reduce the incidents in the system, not just focus on firefighting or reactive incident management. Overall, it will help you boost the service quality, a more consistent delivery to your customers, and a more faster response to your customers. Overall, will have a more highly customer satisfaction as well, end result, and better performance as well for the service testing. So that part I've discussed just now is the engines built around the core platform or the no-code platform of Cherwell. So that part is what we call the automation engine, using one steps, using automation processes to deliver automated workflows, simplifying workflows in the system. And there are other components as well that we want to discuss further on the next webinars. So stay tuned for that, where we discuss like the engagement services. We could show you later on the different ways that you could interact to the services team, like portals, chat, integrations, or different portals for different type of users, maybe email integrations as well, or telephony. We could also show you the dashboard analytics, where you can create or integrate actually the reporting, the dashboard that you have seen earlier to an external information, and create a business intelligence dashboard in Cherwell from that one. And of course, integration services, where we could integrate with external systems, most commonly event management. Maybe you want to trigger an incident based on an event in the network and create automatically or escalate automatically an incident from based on that one. You could do that in Cherwell. Okay, I hope I helped everyone understand the benefits of having an automated system in Cherwell. Leo, do we have any last things to say?
Actually, none for now. Just maybe because there's no much question. Maybe for the questions, we'll just reply them directly through email. But again, thank you again for attending our webinar session. Please follow us on Facebook, LinkedIn, Twitter, and YouTube. This video will also be uploaded through our YouTube, so you could always visit it and come back and see for any specific items that you may have missed, or you could send us directly an email and then we will respond to those emails directly as well. Please do watch out for our webinars, next webinar schedules. Yes, Vince, that's on September 10, 3 p.m. Crash test security vulnerability testing made easy. September 25, 2020, importance of ITSM in enabling remote workforce. Yeah. See you again for the upcoming webinars. Yes, man.
I just want to give a quick brief for those attendees for our upcoming seminars. So if there are some of you are interested in quickly assessing the vulnerability of your web applications, maybe you're part of a development team or creating a web application and you want to incorporate security testing seamlessly as part of your delivery life cycle. So the crash test security vulnerability testing, maybe you could be interested and it could help you as well. Our other seminar, the importance of ITSM. So this talks, we have a special guest for this one, where a solution engineer of ITSM from Cherwell will discuss how ITSM could help, especially in this time, where we can't foresee yet when this quarantine, when this pandemic will end, and we are moving to a more remote work from home environment. Our special guest will discuss on how ITSM could help you as well for that, and how could it improve the service delivery in this type of work environment. Thanks, Leo.
Okay, thanks, Benz, as well. Okay, please do register on our upcoming. We have requested someone from Cherwell to directly explain or discuss the items that Benz have mentioned. Okay, anything else, Benz, for today?
Yep, good.
We're all good.
Thank you guys for
Okay.
watching.
Okay, guys. Thanks again for watching. See you again on our next webinar. Thank you. Bye bye.
Bye.